Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? Let's go ahead and get right into it. I thought Miguel Cotto put on a great performance. It's really good to see him, on the comeback and back on the rise, looking at his best, somewhat of a vintage Miguel Cotto, maybe just a little bit slower, but he looked really good. You're already hearing a lot of people criticizing Miguel Cotto's opponent, saying all he did was beat another glorified ESPN fighter that wasn't on his level. But see, this is my whole thing. When you're fighting a guy who's not on your level, Miguel Cotto did exactly what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to beat his ass and make him look like he's not on your level. Because a lot of these fighters, they don't do that. Sergio Martinez is a perfect example. When he faces fighters that's not on his level, like Darren Barker, Matthew Macklin, Martin Murray, Sergio Martinez, he struggles with these fighters as if they are on his level or even on a higher level. Like I said, a lot of people believe that Martin Murray won the fight, and that was supposed to be a walk in the park. Matthew Macklin, he struggled against him. Gennady Golovkin, he took out Matthew Macklin easy, like you're supposed to do with a fighter who's not on your level. Okay, so, speaking of Sergio Martinez, I'm already hearing there's talks of Miguel Cotto possibly moving up to middleweight and fighting Sergio Martinez. I think that's a very competitive fight. I think because, like I told you guys, Sergio Martinez, he is a very vulnerable fighter, very flawed fighter. I'm not saying who I think will win right now, but I'm just telling you that fight would be very competitive if it were to take place. Me personally, I would much rather see Miguel Cotto versus Canelo Alvarez. I still think that's a great fight, especially with Miguel Cotto being back on a winning one-win streak, if you want to call it that. I think it would be a great fight. When it comes to Canelo Alvarez, I see Canelo Alvarez having a lot of problems with pressure fighters. So fighting against somebody like Cotto would be a really good test for Canelo Alvarez. And of course, it'll be the typical Mexico versus Puerto Rican rivalry. It would be a very big fight. So, back to Miguel Cotto versus Delvin Rodriguez. Like I said, I thought Cotto, he looked really good. Nice inside work. He's always been great at working in the inside. He could have been a little rusty. Maybe that's why he just looked a little bit slower. But I think this was a confidence builder as well. And, like I said before, it's always good to see Miguel Cotto win. I mean, this is definitely a type of guy you want to root for. There's a lot of guys out there that try to put on the good guy role. But the shit is fake. When it comes to Cotto, that shit is sincere. Very, very respectful, very humble guy. And I really like that about Miguel Cotto. And I really hope that, he does big things. I remember after Cotto lost to Austin Trout on All Access, and his wife was hugging him and kind of crying. And I remember it was like a movie. He looked at her and he was like, well, what do you want me to do? All I know how to do is box. So, if he was basically saying, if you're going to ask me to retire, I can't retire. This is all I know how to do. Okay, so, you hear something like that, you can't help but root for the guy and hope that he can make as much money and support his family for as long as he can. All right, so that's pretty much all I got to say. Like I said, great comeback fight for Miguel Cotto, and that's pretty much it, guys. I'm on to the next one.